Okay, so here is the video for the homework equations and graphs. Um, so let me go through this first one with you. All right, so we got y is equal to negative 2x plus 4. Okay, this x, right? It doesn't say like x minus 1, which means we would start at time 1. It's just an x. This means we're starting with time 0. Okay, what number would go with our 0 if we start at time 0 for the y? Well, that number is this, the 4. Right? If I rewrite this equation here, let me highlight it. If I rewrite this equation into how we used to write our arithmetics, it would have been 4 minus 2x, right? And again, remember, this means that we would start at time 0. This 4 would be our y for the time 0. So they're the same thing. They're just flipped around. So don't freak out about the flip around. If you want to flip it back, that's fine, but be careful. Make sure you do it right. Make sure you keep that 4 positive and that negative 2x, keep it negative. All right. Next up, we have to write our y-intercept. So let's do everything with the y-intercepts. So we know it's 0, 4. We know our y-intercept is that number 4. And y-intercepts are always on our y-axis, which is right here. So here's the 4 on my y-axis. Okay? All the y-intercept parts are done. Now, we need to figure out how we're going to move down our table. Well, we look at our common difference. Our common difference is minusing 2. So as we go down our table, we're going to minus 2. So at time 1, we're going to have 2. At time 2, we're going to have 0. At time 3, we're going to have a negative 2. Time 4, we're going to have a negative 4. Okay, so let's plot those points. So we got 1, 2. So on my graph here, starting at the origin, 1, 2. Here's my dot. Okay, now look. Down my x's we added by 1. That's what we've been doing since the dawn of this class. Okay. So we added by 1. We're subtracting by 2's down the y's. And notice, just between those first 2 points, we went down to right 1. Okay, so our movement is down to right 1. This down 2 is the minus 2 we did for our y's, right? This right 1 is the plus 1 we did for our x's in the table, okay? So let me highlight those in some colors. So this adding by 1 relates to the right 1 movement on our table. This minus 2 on our table relates to going down by 2 in my graph, okay? So you can use your table or you can use the movements, but here's how your graph is going to look. Okay, and again, should always be in a straight line because we're using linear equations and that's all we're ever going to use. Okay, so you'll do the same thing for 2, 3, and 4. Okay, 5 and 6, try it without the table. If you need to make it, use the table. Then go ahead and draw a table. That's fine. Okay? 7 and 8 are flipped. So this time you're going to put the points from a graph into a table. And remember, you read a graph from left to right. So start with the leftist point, then go to the rightist point. You're going to find the y-intercept, the movement, and write the explicit equation, okay? All right, everyone, that's all I got for you for this homework help video. Have a good evening.